Hey, what's up you guys? This is Steve from Natural Selection Angling. Man, we got a great one for you today. You guys been asking me a lot of questions about what are the best products to use for glow baits. So today's video is going to be about why I think TechnoGlow is the best glow product lineup available on the market today. Stick around till the end for a 10% off coupon that you can use right now. So because you guys had all these questions and it's a big subject, right? It's very broad. There's lots of different uses for this type of glow-in-the-dark powder, and there's lots of different types of glow-in-the-dark powder. So I got a hold of the people at TechnoGlow and spoke to their applications engineering department and went over all the different types that they provide and what the best applications are for each type. Okay, so you can see they sent me a whole bunch of heat and dip paints. We're going to be making a bunch of jigs out of those. They sent me this sample pack of 27 different types of glow powders. This company really has their stuff together, and in subsequent videos I'm going to go over this in detail with you. Man, look, they even send you a UV flashlight with the batteries with it. Pretty cool. But all of these different types of powders have different uses. You know, some of them are clear and then they glow with a color. Some of them are colored and glow with another color. Some of them are good for painting on with an airbrush. Some are made for putting in the suspension of like epoxy or acrylic base, right? So the main thing that you can see right away from these is that the packaging is really good. Everything is really neatly packaged and clearly labeled. Now, what that information on the label means is a whole different story. And I'm going to do my best to explain that to you because my functional area of expertise is the physics of X-ray production and control and radiographic image formation, and this makes me a subject matter expert on photostimulable phosphors. So in our case, we're making fishing lures, so I set up a decision tree that you can use to select the proper product for making fishing lures. First question, can it be heat dipped? I mean, this is the easiest one. If it can be heat dipped, like metal baits and metal components, things like jigs and blades and spoons, well, we're just going to use these heat and dip powder paints. Okay, the rest of the decision tree is more complex. Does it need to be waterproof? Is it going to have direct exposure to water? If so, then you're going to use an encapsulated product. Okay, so encapsulated powders is to just add this silicon hydride coating to each pigment particle, and this waterproofs it, makes it more durable, but it does slightly reduce the glow. For non-encapsulated powders, the raw pigment has a better glow, and it has more versatility in the usage pattern, but it's vulnerable to moisture and can degrade. Now, will you be airbrushing this on? This is a critical gating factor in the business we're trying to do here by making fishing lures, and we want to select the particle size according to the nozzle diameter, because the nozzle diameter sets the upper limit on the particle size we can use. So if we take our nozzle diameter and divide it by 2, this is a good place to start. As you can see, as I'm going through these bags of phosphor, they're getting smaller in particle size. The first one was really grainy. It looked like a little bag of quinoa. And now as we're getting finer and finer, you can see that the powder takes on a more silky type of appearance. Most of the work that we'll do as lure makers is going to be in this range right here, about a 50 micron particle size. So if you're trying to keep it simple or have a very limited budget, this is the range you want to be looking in. Some colors will glow more intensely, like green glows the best and aqua glows the second best, and they mark this right up on the package for you. It's because of their functional position on the electromagnetic spectrum, of which we're concerned with a tiny little slice called the visible light spectrum. And the position on that spectrum of the phosphor emission determines its intensity. You might remember this from high school, Roy G. Biv, right? Green and blue are in the center of the visible light spectrum, and they're going to glow the best. And colors that are near the ends, like red and violet, are going to glow the least. Another major factor in glow intensity is the size of the particle. Large particles are going to glow with a high intensity for a long time, but they're going to have a gritty texture. Okay, so this is best mixed with epoxy and things like that. And a small size particle is going to have less intensity, glow for less time, but it's going to be smooth, and this is best for fine detail work. Okay, the final criteria is going to be the working conditions. How are you going to use the thing that you're making? Is it to be used only at night, only during the day, some of both? For nighttime fishing, really deep water, or low light environments, you're going to use a glow in the dark. It's going to absorb visible light and store that energy and then slowly release it as visible light over time. And the way the curve works is it drops off significantly and rapidly and then reaches sort of a low threshold that it can maintain for a long time. So here you can see an example of just plain glow powder. It's going to have like a sort of tinge of its emission color and then just a bright glow. Then you have UV reactive paint, okay? This is specifically formulated to react to UV light. So where this comes into play is for lures that really need to pop under UV rich conditions like the midday sun, bright sunny conditions. Typically look clear or have a slight blue tinge to it, but it's great for layering over glow paint, and this creates that dual mode visibility, right? Part of that do-all bait we're all looking for. And here you can see a couple examples of that, and you can see how the green and the blue both glow, but they have that extra snap and pop, right? Now, the last one is fluorescent paint. This absorbs UV or high energy visible light and immediately re-emits it as a bright visible color. You might refer to this as neon. Fluorescent paints are best suited to daylight fishing in murky water or when fish respond to high contrast visuals, like trout and salmon. We know all about that. It requires an active light source and only fluoresces when it's exposed to light. And you can see that here by the left-hand side of the green jar and the blue jar that the powder itself has a pretty strong color because it's fluorescent. Okay, so that's a lot to digest, so I created this summary comparison table for you, and it goes over all of the different features, what those features are best for, and then picking out a combination of glow-in-the-dark, fluorescent, or UV reactive materials to effectuate that result. Using the information that I've laid out in this presentation should get you to the point where you're able to select the proper products for the work you're trying to do. And then you can start to experiment. And you guys have seen all sorts of cool videos I make about glow products and what you can do with them. And I've really just started to scratch the surface with you, but because you're demanding this more and more, I'm gonna make more of these videos. And I'm gonna go into every detail that you guys need gone over as many times and as deep as is required. In the meantime, watch some of these videos so you can see how I use these products and how I choose to apply them. And then your basic understanding of the materials from this video and some basic workflow from these videos will get you making glow-in-the-dark baits. Now, I promised you a coupon code. Here it is. So up until December 15th of this year, 2025, you can use this code right here to get 10% off of any order from TechnoGlow. Thanks for being with me here today, guys. I really appreciate it. This is going to be a great series, so don't forget to like and subscribe and set that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Take care of yourselves, guys. And in this crazy world that we're living in now, please take care of each other. We'll see you soon.